Hey everyone, it's James from James's Hobby Zone. Today on the video, I'm doing a flashback to when I built this one. I built this one back in 2018. I just got it shipped from Connecticut. It's the Pro Modeler TA-154 Focke-Wulf Moskito. Now this is the German version of the British Moskito. Now this whole one right here, they only made a couple of prototypes that actually flew. A lot of them ended up becoming the Mistels, where it was it was just a basic frame that was packed with high explosives, and a plane just dropped it on other planes, or dropped it on ground targets, or dropped it on ships. This one took me, it's a 1/48 scale, took me less than a month and a half to work on it, because I was only doing a little bit at a time. Some of the decals from the original model were pretty messed up, so I ended up working with what I was able to work with as much as I could. Like you can see, some of the decals are these decals are the ones that are original from the kit. They just didn't really do too well. They didn't stick too well, so I made them stick. A lot of these other decals, like the top ones right here, these are actually out of the ME262 kit, because I had spare ones. And then these were all spare decals that I had. Same thing with the German swastika, that was a spare decal. These little insignias on squadrons, these are off of a different kit. I don't remember what kit. I think they're off of an ME109 kit that I had, but this is the Night Fighter version, so I went with what insignias and markings I had left over. So, and since this one these never really made it into a squadron, I just made up a squadron. I don't know which one I made up. So this one is overall painted in a I can't remember the paint. The top paint, that light, almost like a light grayish color that's underneath this one, I don't remember. I think it wasn't Model Master. It was a different one that was from I don't remember the name of, I can't think of it off the top of my head what was the name of the paint that I used. But everything is acrylic. So I don't use lacquers because I can't. This was another one that I attempted to do for my very first time in doing with an airbrush. So there's a little bit of a better lighting on it. Now each engine has its own weight in it. So because if you don't put any weight in it, you'll actually it'll be tail heavy. So, and you can see that I accidentally laid it on the cockpit of the ME262, but if you look very carefully, it's not touching it. So that's one good thing. All right, so, and then underneath it is Vallejo black, clear coated. Like I said, this one's been clear coated 2 times, decals applied, and then clear coated with matte, Vallejo matte actually. Props are a green, I believe it's black green, and the only thing that's missing off this model are the antennas, because this is a Night Fighter version. When my parents mailed it out to me, they must have broke off the antennas, so I only have the base antennas that you attach the Night Fighter antennas to. So hopefully they'll find them and everything. I did a little bit, you can see I did a little bit of weathering. Can't really see it too much of exhaust and a little bit of rust and dirt. There are some, you know, you can see where the halves are showing on it. This was my first time in actually painting the cockpit by hand, or the canopy by hand. I'm not too happy with it, but I still like how it overall came out. That's German gray and Vallejo that I painted the gray camouflage to. The props do spin because I didn't glue the props in. Good thing, because if I did, most likely they would end up broken on while they're doing. During transport here, I don't know if it was lost while it was in transport, or if my mom accidentally broke off the nose wheel. So the nose wheel is actually from an ME-109 that I have. So I trimmed it and everything. That's a nose wheel off an ME-109. That's why it looks kind of off kilter. But it's the only thing I could really do because I really like this model and I really don't want to trash it. So overall, you can see where I put a little bit of pigments to simulate soot. It's mixed with a soot pigment, a little bit of rust pigment, and a little bit of white pigment for snow that Tamiya has, so I could simulate kind of like the black is getting kind of worn out and covered in soot. Overall, nothing in the back. There's a little bit, you can see a little bits on the tail section, a little bit more right there. You can see how it came out. Antennas, pitot tube. And now you can see that really like almost black green props. That, if I'm correct, I believe the props were made out of wood too. This whole plane was built out of wood. They were trying to mimic the Moskito that the British had by making a whole entire wood, laminate wood and everything, and it was great. I thought it was a good concept. I think it would have worked out very well if they came out with it a little bit earlier than they had and were able to do more testing with it, because I know that they had problems with it. I think one prototype crashed and killed the test pilot. I gotta do more research on it and everything. Overall, this model kit was a great model kit to put together. If you have it in your stash, build it. Don't let it linger. I would definitely build it. It's a fun model to build. I liked it.